So after you've created a U.S. Cotton Trust Protocol account, this will be a video of how to map your fields using the field print analysis. So if we're just on Google or whatever search engine you use, you can just type in U.S. Cotton Trust Protocol and do a search. It should usually be the first one, but it should have this logo with a cotton boll and it's blue and white. You'll click Home, which take you to the home screen. And since we already have an account, we'll just click Log In. Here we're going to type in our username, which is usually an email address. Then we'll type in our password. Remember, the password will have a upper and lowercase letters, at least one number and one special character. All right, so for the field print analysis, now we're at our dashboard. We're going to go to number 5. You can access it with this button. You can see it darkens when you can click on it, or on this blue bar on the side, you could go down to field print analysis. So by clicking either one of these will take you to the right spot. I'm going to click here. All right. So it's important to know that the mapping on this part will be cotton acres that you had in 2022. So the first thing we'll need to do is update our 2022 cotton acreage. So we're going to click right here in the bottom left, update 2022 acreage. I'm going to type in Georgia. You can type in a G and it'll take you there, or you can scroll down till you find Georgia or whatever state you may be in. We're going to type that we had 500 acres last year. And you can use the same scrolling feature here. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom, Worth County, and we're going to use this blue mark here to add an additional county. We're going to use the keypad to type a T and an I, which should bring Tift County. There you go. And once you click it, it'll go like this. Then you can click off. It's important to make sure you put your total cotton acres in this spot here, because if you just did one field or just a portion of your cotton acres, this will limit how many acres you can map. So I'm not going to be able to map more than 500 acres. So I need to make sure I put the correct number in this box here. All right. And this is a 0 here. So we'll just click Save in the bottom right, the green button, Save. And we should be ready to map. All right. Now we're set up to map our 2022 cotton acreage. So if you've been in here before, or if somebody's helped you with this, you may have a field here. But since this is a brand new one, there's no fields at the time. So we're going to go down. We're going to click New Field. And it's going to bring up this tab with a map. All right. It's important when you're naming your field to put a name that you would know. So let's zoom in on our field. So this field is north of Tata, so we're going to call this a Tata field. And we're going to put the farm number for this field. Including the farm serial number will make the process easier later on. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to make up a farm number. We're going to call it the 2222 farm number. So we've got Tata-2222. And we'll go down. We're going to find our field. This map works if you've ever used Google Maps, kind of like that. I'm using the scroll on the mouse to go in and out. You can also zoom in here or zoom out, and then you just click and drag on the screen to move around. All right, so we're going to find our field that we're going to choose to map. we're going to do this field right here. And to map this field, so I can see the perimeter pretty good. You can zoom in more, like if you need to see, and you just click and drag to see. But I want to zoom out a little so I can see the whole field, but you may not always be able to see the whole field. But to start mapping, you're going to click this little check where it says draw a shape. We're going to go to our first corner of the field. We're going to do a left click, and then we're going to go to our second corner and do a left click. A little slant there. So we're going to go. You can use as many clicks as you want as you go around the perimeter. But to drag like that, like I just did to see the rest, you just hold the left button and drag. So we're going to do a left click. Like I said, we can't see the top, so we're gonna click and hold the left as we pull up till we get to here. And so to make your final mark and close the field off, you'll click into where you started. So we're gonna click, and you'll see it'll turn it green. So at this time, we can still edit this field. So if we messed up a little bit on the edges, we could drag in or drag out. We could expand the field to include more if there was something on the side. It has a pretty good where you can edit it. And then once we have it how we like it, we'll click off of this field just by clicking in the empty spot with the left click, and it'll turn it blue. And now this field is in there. So if part of TyTy 2222 is another field that may be across the road, I'll just show you how you can map an additional field under that same farm number. You would go back here, click the same button, and then you just begin outlining just like you did before, where you drag, you click, you just using the left click. When you drag, you're going to hold the left click button. There. And then we're going to finish the field by closing in on our very first dot. We're going to click our first dot, and it'll shade the field in green. All right, and this is our time we can make any edits. If we went too far, we can bring it in a little. And once we have it how we like it, we just click off of that field with the left mouse button, and there we go. And so this shows you that acres here. It shows 54 acres. The acres may not be exactly what you know the field to be, but as long as they're generally close, you should be fine. So once you've done that, you can go down to the bottom and to the bottom right, and you'll click this green button, Save. And it should save that field for you and move it into your file, which it did. So now, just say we realized, hey, we need to go back. A portion of that field did not have cotton. We can click these three little dots and click Edit Field. And we can say, you know, this little field actually wasn't in cotton in 2022. You just left click the field when it's green, and then you can just hit your delete button and it'll take that field right out. Then you can see it updated the acres. It took those acres off. You can scroll back to the bottom right and click Save, and it'll update that field. So that is how you map fields for 2022 cotton acres on the U.S. Cotton Trust Protocol.